Here for Postgame with head coach Dustin Kerns. He will begin with an opening statement, and then we will open the floor to questions.
Yeah, I thought our crowd and the energy was terrific. Our students, thanks to everybody, App Nation, for coming out. And we dug ourselves a hole. We didn't do our part early, and proud of the effort to come back and tie it, but just couldn't finish it off there.
Coach, 9 missed free throws in the game today. How frustrating is that when you leave that many points on the line?
Yeah, it's part of the game, and always will. I've seen our players make them, so we'll always. Sometimes you just have those games, but yeah, that was a tough stat.
And then, how much energy does it give the team when the students show up like they did today?
Oh, tremendous! I mean, our students were terrific. Our community. I mean, it was a great crowd. I'm disappointed we didn't do our part, and so great crowd and great atmosphere.
It seemed as Xavier injured his left hand on a fall in one play. Did that factor into any of the late game situations?
No, it just we subbed him out some because they were going to foul him, and him and Abson both, and so. But it didn't factor into any of the other type of decisions.
So finishing the week with back-to-back losses, where do you go from here in order to finish the season strong on one fight to be going on the road the next 2 games?
Yeah, and I mean, 2 tough losses this week against 2 good teams, but certainly we had beaten that team at their place, and we knew they'd come out, ready to roll, and we just got to regroup and go on the road like we've done at Old Dominion and James Madison and other places, and regroup and win. I mean, it's Sun Belt basketball, so every single game is a fight, but we just got to regroup, see where we can get better, and move on.
From a tempo perspective, this was a very, very different game, particularly in the first half from the game up in Harrisonburg. What do you think led to the tempo kind of being a lot faster pace in the first half in particular?
Yeah, we wanted the tempo a little bit slower. At one point, I don't know if they still do. At one point, they led the country in scoring for quite some time, always. Right. In fact, I think the first time we played them, they were still leading the country in scoring. Yeah, so we played 2 teams this weekend that really like to play up tempo, and we got the tempo the way we wanted. But they just give them credit. They made some more plays than we did, especially there on the offense. And a couple key offensive rebounds late that we gave them that were big. I know they scored on one of them, and it was just kind of deflating.
How concerned are you about the offense after the 2 games this week? Like today, you had 2-3 players that scored almost all of your points, and it's like you obviously want to have more diversity than that.
Yeah, I think we'd had 5 or 6 straight games of scoring in the high 60s, even 70s, even 80s one game. This weekend, on Thursday, was our turnovers. When you turn the ball over like we did, and you don't give up that many shots, and then certainly today we had 10, and then the free throws. So there's a lot of variables that go into the scoring. Certainly we've always shot free throws for the most part better than we did today, and so I'm more concerned about like how we're getting our shots and where, and there were some good moments today, but certainly early on in the game it was not. And give James Madison credit. I'm not going to sit there and act like it was. They were.
One last question. It's a little bit more related to the app program at large. You had about 30 alumni that came back today and were part of things. What does that atmosphere kind of say about how this program is developing and taking steps forward?
Yeah, it was great to have so many former players back, and Bobby Crimmins and Kevin Cantwell, and I went and saw them before the game, and there's a lot of pride. When we got here, we started a former player wall. We've had a ton of people sign that, and we will always do this alumni game, and it was great to see Darryl Robinson. So many. Wayne Duncan, so many former players coming back and spending the,
Clinton,
yeah.
Marshall Phillips.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to leave some out, right? But like, I'm trying to think of the list I was given before, and some guys I saw, but it's great, and that's what we continue to want is having our alumni come back and be part of the program.
After Thursday's game, you noted this is the second straight game you held an opponent to 35% shooting from the floor. Obviously, you want the offense to be better. That's the given. Defensively, that's a really good pair of games. You know, what went into the defense this week, and how do you make sure that you continue that part of the momentum?
Yeah, David, I think that, I mean, we've been defending at elite level now. Even when we won 6 out of 8 or something like that, I mean, we held I think 5 teams in the 50s, and I thought we defended well enough to win these last 2 games. But we, some things on offense we've got to, get cleaned up. But yeah, disappointing that we're defending at a high level, but we got to carry it over to the other end.
I noticed today Mike Eads was absent from the bench. Anything in particular?
Yeah,
there?
he came in yesterday and just decided to take a leave from the team, and we wish him and his family best during this time.
Thank you, Coach.